On every AP Biology Unit 2 question that shows you a cell, the single fastest move is to check for one structure. Does it have a nucleus or not? That one question sorts every living cell into two camps that the College Board will spend the entire unit testing you on. And getting fluent with the distinction takes about 90 seconds if you focus on the right clues. The core difference is straightforward. Prokaryotic cells lack a nucleus and lack membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells have both. But here is what trips students up. The two cell types share a surprising number of structures. Both have DNA, both have ribosomes, both have cytoplasm, and both have a plasma membrane. So when a stem mentions any of those four features, that information alone tells you nothing about cell type. Always look for the nucleus, the organelles, or the example name to make the call. Prokaryotic cells are bacteria and archaea, which means every organism in the domains, bacteria and archaea. Their DNA sits in a region called the nucleoid, usually as a single circular chromosome. They have ribosomes for protein synthesis, but no rough endoplasmic reticulum, no Golgi apparatus, and no mitochondria. They tend to be much smaller, typically 1 to 10 micrometers, and they divide by binary fission rather than mitosis. When a stimulus mentions bacteria, nucleoid, circular DNA, or binary fission, write prokaryote with confidence. Eukaryotic cells include all animals, plants, fungi, and protists, which covers everything from a human liver cell to a yeast cell to an amoeba in pond water. The defining features are a true membrane-bound nucleus that stores the cell's DNA and a full set of membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotes are typically 10 to 100 micrometers across, much larger than prokaryotes, and they reproduce through mitosis or meiosis. The biggest trap to avoid is assuming all eukaryotes have chloroplasts. Only plants and algae do. The single biggest mistake on this comparison is saying prokaryotes have no organelles. That answer loses points because prokaryotes do have ribosomes, and ribosomes count as organelles by most modern definitions. The precise wording graders want is that prokaryotes lack membrane-bound organelles, not that they lack organelles entirely. Always include the words membrane-bound when you describe what prokaryotes are missing, because that one phrase is often the difference between full credit and partial credit. Students often forget that yeast and other fungi are eukaryotic, not prokaryotic. Yeast cells have a true nucleus, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and a vacuole, even though they are single-celled and small enough to look bacterial under low magnification. The same logic applies to amoebas, paramecium, and other protists. Single-celled does not mean prokaryotic. The presence of a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles is what matters, regardless of how the organism looks. The reason eukaryotic cells evolved larger size and greater complexity is compartmentalization. By separating DNA into a nucleus, ATP production into mitochondria, and protein processing into specialized organelles, eukaryotes can run incompatible reactions side by side without interference. Prokaryotes cannot do this. That single structural advantage is why eukaryotes are the building blocks of every plant, animal, and fungus you have ever interacted with, while prokaryotes remain microscopic and structurally simple.
You can drill 40 flashcards and 25 AP-style questions on prokaryotic versus eukaryotic cells in under 15 minutes using the link below. That is the difference between a 3 and a 5. Subscribe for new AP videos every week.